Welcome to another edition of Morning Workout Talk, brought to you by your one and only Literary Pharaoh. Well, yeah, guys, Morning Workout Talk is totally different now. I don't do it in the morning as I'm going to the gym. I'm going to start doing it like now when I'm going to work, because when I'm going to the gym, me and my wife, we share the same car, because we're both, like I told you guys before, if you've been keeping up with my channel and you've been keeping up with my morning workout talks, you understand that we officially moved our gym membership to another gym that operates 24 hours. So the 24-hour operation enables us to go to the gym a little bit earlier than the other gym, because the other gym opened at 5 in the morning. Now we can end up going to this gym at 4 in the morning, which gives us time to get done, shower, and get the kids ready for school. So we're not rushing out of the house. So the reason why I don't do the morning workout talk in the morning as I'm going to the gym, I just want to respect my wife's privacy. She doesn't like to be on camera like that, and so neither do I. I've never been a person that liked being on camera, but I got used to it. I just said to hell with it. I don't even like the way I look on the video. I don't even like the way I sound. I don't like my voice. But hey, I have things to say, so I got to look past all that BS and just do what I need to do to get it. And then after I've done it for so many times, I'm just like over it. I don't even care. I don't care what people think of me. I don't care how I look to people or how I think I look to people, because usually it's all about our internal perceptions that reflects externally on the way we think about other people. So because I don't have a very good feeling about my voice and the way I look, then I end up thinking that people think the same way about me in the same way I think about myself. So anyway, with that being said, yeah, I'm not going to do the morning workout talk in the mornings. I'm going to just do them like now. So in the gym, me and my wife, we always start off with a warm up and do a hit workout. We did some ladder work, and then we did burpees. So it's like step ladders for 30 seconds, burpees for 30 seconds, rest for 20 seconds. Step ladder work for 30 seconds, burpees for 30 seconds, rest. So we do that a total of 4 times. So every 2 workout is 1 set. So the ladder and the burpee, that's 1 set. Ladder, burpee, 2 set. Ladder, burpee, 3 sets. Ladder, burpee, 4 sets. And after that 4 sets, we're done. That was our warm up. And we did some lunges, some walk lunges, with some weights in our hands, and then with the lunges, we did jump lunges, and then after that we did the kettlebells. I don't know what you call the exercise when you lift the kettlebell and you go between your legs and you lift it up again. It's a lower body workout. We did that, and after that we did chest, triceps, and then we did abs, and then we were done. We're done. And this ab work is sick. It's this machine. It's not even a machine. We stick our legs in this rope, and we're in a plank position, like we're about to do a push-up, but our legs are inserted inside this cable. And so what we do, we lift our body up and go back down. Lift our body up, and it takes a considerable amount of ab strength to move your body in that position. So we did that for ab work, and we did some other standard crunches and some other stuff on the mat for our abs as well. So that was our workout. So that's what we did. It was great. It's been great though, man. Going to the gym earlier with my wife, it's actually fun. Going by myself was fine, but going with my wife has actually been a great experience, because we get to do something together. Because oftentimes when we get home, the 3 kids are running wild. We're trying to, keep them together, keep them occupied, keep them engaged. They're very dependent upon us, so it takes a lot of our time. So believe it or not, going to the gym is kind of our, alone time. And I know it's weird, because you think alone time is supposed to be going out on a date, which is fine, going out on a date or doing things together, that's fine. But doing things like going to the gym together can also be considered alone time as well, because you're alone. It's just you, it's just me and my wife without the kids. And it's a great stress reliever too, man, because while you're working out, you're not thinking of anything else. You're just thinking about making it through that workout. Yeah, so it's been great. It's been great. It's been an awesome experience. this morning I'm supposed to be at a campus at 7:30. It doesn't look like I'm going to make it on time. But luckily and hopefully, one of my colleagues will be there before me. And as long as somebody from our department is representing our department there in that building, we should be fine. We should be fine. Yeah. Yeah. So I am on the road. But yeah, man, that's been the change. That's been the change of schedule. So that's the morning workout talks. That's what they're gonna be. And when we're in the gym, because I carry this wagon that we put our stuff in. So my wife has her bag in the wagon. I have my bag in the wagon. I have my ladder. She has her ladder. I have my floor mat. She has her floor mat. And people are looking at us like, damn, these people are serious, man. I know this guy gave me a look one day, like I think it was like a couple of weeks ago. He was making a joke. He was like, man, you packing the whole gym in that bag. And yeah, it's a serious business. So like, even yesterday, me and my wife, we did yoga in the morning. We wake up at 4. We do our yoga in the morning together. And I'm telling you, once you get started on a workout regimen or on a workout routine, it becomes, I don't want to use the word addictive, because the word addictive carries with it a negative connotation. Because when you think of an addict, you think of somebody who doesn't have control. But it's not addictive. It's just that the body wants more of it. Okay, just like, people have to reprogram their brains to move in the opposite direction when they've been so accustomed to moving in one particular direction. So if a person is known for being lazy and not being active, never going to the gym, never running, never going for walks, they're always sitting their ass on the couch eating potato chips and watching TV all day. That kind of person who's done that, who's immersed themselves in that type of behavior for a prolonged amount of time, that person will have to reprogram their brains to get in a position to do the opposite thing that they've been accustomed to. So that person, it'll be hard for them to shift off of what they know, because the brain, you've trained the brain to say, this is the way I want to live. And couple that with the chemicals that they're eating from the foods that put you more into that state, then you have a lose-lose proposition with a person that's living in that type of condition. But if you tell that person to start a workout regimen, it's going to be very difficult for that person to do, because they want to revert back to what they know. Where same thing goes with working out. I've been doing it for so long, I don't know anything else to do. That's the only thing I know how to do. Like, even if all the gyms blew up in the world, I will find something to do outside. I have to move. There's no way in hell. I don't even know how to live life without being active. And it has nothing to do with trying to lose weight, because I'm nowhere close to being fat. Nowhere close. You probably can't tell in this vehicle, but my physique, I'm nowhere close to being fat. Like, it's not even about losing weight or gaining muscle. It's therapeutic. And then you're taking care of your temple. You're taking care of your body. Who doesn't want to take care of their temple as a god? If you're a god and you own the temple, wouldn't you want to wash the building, clean the corners, take care of the temple, be very mindful of what you allow in the temple, and be mindful what gets out of the temple? So that's what I do as a god. I'm generating, I'm organizing my reality in alignment with what we believe gods are. Yeah, I may not have the supernatural abilities to defy the laws of physics or transcend or extend and do anything that's confined within this third dimensional realm, but I'm well within my own rights, functioning within the third dimensional realm to act and operate as a god. There's nothing that's stopping me from doing that. That's my sovereign right, and I'm going to do that. So if a person is used to always sitting on their ass, not doing anything, then it's going to be hard for them to pivot and switch. But a person like me who's always been doing this, it'll be hard for me to do what that other guy does who doesn't do anything. But what I tell people, if you're going to start something, start a workout regimen, start slow. Studies have shown this. This is not me making this up. This is just scientific fact. And this goes into how the brain operates and how the brain works. Human psychology. If you do something for 7 consecutive days, if you commit to something for 7 consecutive days, it becomes a habit. You say, what do you mean it becomes a habit? Well, because you are slowly, incrementally reprogramming the brain to flip, to switch. Then the body wants that. You see, I really believe that if a person is already active and you try to make that person become non-active, that's harder to do than a person who's non-active to make them active. You say, why do you say that? Because naturally the body wants to be active. It's not natural. It's unnatural not to be active. We have legs and limbs. We move for a reason. So use it. Use your arms. You're supposed to lift things. You're supposed to do things. You're not supposed to sit on your ass all day. Our eyes weren't meant to watch television all day or watch our cell phone screens all damn day. We're made to move around and be active. So with that being said, it's harder. So I would make the argument that if they did a test, if they took, I don't know if they did an experiment, let's say they took 10 people that were very active, all their lives they've been active. They've always worked out, that they're very much in shape. They're health nuts. They're what you call health nuts, right? And you take these people and you say, okay, you guys have to switch your lifestyle. You have to stop doing what you're doing and just become a person that just doesn't do anything. You can't work out. You can't don't eat right. You have to start eating junk food. And you just basically, wherever you've been doing before, do the opposite. Then the other 10, group B, because there are 2 groups in this study. You take group B and you tell group B, hey, okay, group B, you guys are lazy. You guys are out of shape. You guys are pre-diabetic. Some of you guys are diabetic. We're going to switch your diet. We're going to push you to work out. Now, initially, for both groups, it'll be hard to make the switch. Once group B, the unhealthy group, makes that switch, it's smooth sailing after that. Group A, when they make that switch, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle because they're going to see everything that they've worked for start to deteriorate. And it's going to eat at them psychologically, emotionally. They know for a fact that they're putting poisons in their body. They know for a fact that if we're not working out, that we're not putting our temples in the best condition that it can be. You have to literally reprogram yourself into imbibing and imbuing the aura of death to come upon you. You actually have to accept that, because that's what it is. If you're not living to improve, you're living to die. Like you're either making improvements to progress or you're going backwards. Nobody stays the same. Okay? That's why you hear some people who say, I'm in my 30s, I'm in my 40s, I'm in better shape than I was when I was a teenager. Because they made improvements. You're supposed to continually make improvements. So group A is going to struggle. Group A, who's healthy, to force them to live a lifestyle that's against health, knowing what they know, knowing the knowledge that they have, that's going to be very tough for them. So the excuse, when people give you the excuse, oh, I don't have time to work out, or I'm too tired, I don't want to curse, that's BS. Because once you start, just get started. Mark your calendar. Tell yourself, I'm going to do XYZ for 7 consecutive days. Even if you're working out every other day, don't count the day you skip. Just count the day you work out. Trust me, if you do it for 7, same thing with diet. Same thing with diet. If you want to give up eating chips and breads, eating those junk foods and sodas that get your belly fat, all that stuff. If you're going to get rid of something, like I told my wife, she stopped drinking coffee because she used to put a lot of creamer stuff in it, and she didn't like. And I told her, I said, when you drink that, you tend to gain weight. And she understood it. She said, yeah, I do. So she gave up coffee. Coffee is not bad. It's the sugars and the creamers that people add to it that makes it worse. Okay? She gave it up. But I told her, I said, but if you give up coffee, you have to substitute that with something, because if you don't substitute it, you're going to have a tendency, you're going to be more influenced to go back. You're going to revert back to the coffee. Because that's why it's hard for people to commit to a diet, because they get rid of something, but they don't substitute what they got rid of with something else. So what my wife did, she just substituted drinking coffee with tea. And it's been a huge difference. She's losing weight. Mind you, my wife has 3 kids. If you look at my wife today, you wouldn't think she had 3 kids. Okay? So same thing with you guys. If you want to stop eating something, then substitute it. Instead of eating chips, get some apples. Get some apples, and organic apples. Chop them up. Put them in a Ziploc bag. Snack on that. You may not like it. It may not taste the same. That's okay. But you have to substitute it with something, because if you don't have something to eat, you're gonna run back to what you're used to. But if you eat something, I want you to listen to me here. If you eat something that you may not like, it may not be, apples are sweet. I'm not saying that apples are nasty. They're not nasty. But what the point I'm making with it is that you have preferences. You may prefer to eat your potato chips, right? You may prefer to eat your Snicker bar. But then you have that apple. As you're eating that apple, the apple's gonna make you feel fuller because of the fiber. You may not like, it may not be as sweet. It may not give you the same chemical stimuli as the other junk foods that you're eating, because other junk foods are synthetically infused with all sorts of chemicals to manipulate the brain to make you an addict to that. But as you're eating that, you may not like it. You're chewing on the apples. You're eating the apples. After you're done with the apples, you actually feel better. You're like, oh, I feel full. I'm okay. The next day, you may have the tendency to go back to the Snicker bar, go back to the potato chips, or go back to the junk. But guess what? Eat the apple again. If you do that for 7 consecutive days, you would not revert back to the Snicker bar. You're not going to go back to the junk foods. You're not going to go back to the potato chips, because you're feeling full. You have more energy. Your heart's better. So you're not going to want to go back. And then all of a sudden, your palate, the tongue, your palate, your taste palate starts to change. You start to have a tendency to want to eat the apple more than you want to eat the other junk. So it's a mindset shift, and it takes time. But the longer you immerse yourself in the junk food patterns, the harder it is to make the pivot. But anyone can make the pivot. Just give yourself 7 days of grace. Just say, you know what? I'm going to try this for 7 days. It's going to be hard as hell, but I'm going to commit to this for 7 days. And if it doesn't work, then go back to doing whatever the hell you want. But if you go back to doing whatever the hell you want, that's just willful ignorance. That's just you fighting the natural tendency to stay on the right path. Because after you try something for 7 consecutive days, you are not going to go back. You're not. Yeah, so just commit to something and you'll be able to do it. And if you go back after those 7 days, if you go back to doing whatever the hell you used to do, then that just means that you never had good intentions to begin with. You were just trying the 7-day process, and you just want to try your hardest to debunk it. If you just continue to move with that stream, you can't go back against the grain. It's an avalanche. It's an avalanche that's coming at you with full speed, and it's going to be very, 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 very difficult to actually revert back to your old ways. Going against the grain is very, very difficult, but some people do it. They find their way to just do it. It's not a matter of well, it could be a little bit of chemical. Okay, it could be chemically based as well, because some people are just chemically addicted to certain things. But it's more will. It's psychological. It's will. It's your will. It's you making the decision to do certain things. Because once you start eating better and feeling better and working out, and when you feel better, why would you want to go back to the way you were if you know how you were? See, you don't know you're in a bad condition until you experience a more pristine condition. So a lot of people who are out of shape and sickly and full of shit, and I say full of shit because a lot of people are full of shit because they don't go to the restroom often. I go to the restroom like twice a day. I know this is TMI, but I'm sorry for sharing. Do number 2. I usually wake up in the morning and do it, and usually at night I do it again. And I only eat like once a day. I snack a little bit before I eat my main meal. And I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat till like 4 or 5 in the afternoon later. Because when I go to work, I don't eat breakfast. I break my fast. That's what breakfast is. You're breaking your fast. You're only supposed to eat with the rhythm of the sun. So I do something that people call intermittent fasting, but there's no such thing as intermittent fasting. That's just the way people are supposed to eat intermittently. We've bought into the Western philosophy that eating breakfast, breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, supper, like we eat too damn much. We eat way too damn much. And it shows. You say, how do you know what it shows? Because even though the foods we eat are bad, It's one thing to eat bad foods, but it's the one thing to overeat bad foods. Hence, you get the diseases, the people who are riddled with inflammation, heart problems, pre-diabetics, diabetes 1, diabetes 1 or diabetes 2, whatever you have. Like, people get all sorts of sicknesses based upon the foods that they eat. High sugar intake, high salt intake, fried foods that are laced with carcinogens that actually promote cellular functions that's going to infuse cancer with the life that it needs to kill you. All those things are brought on by foods. But then if you eat those foods sparingly, you may be able to spare your life and live longer. But if you're overeating bad foods, you're only slowly, systematically killing yourself. So we have to be very careful. So some of it is chemically based. Some people are just addicted to certain chemicals, but it's mind over matter, man. I mean, you don't think that I like sugary stuff? We all do. But I stay away from it. You see, you don't know you're in a bad condition when you've been living in a shithole for so long. The shithole becomes your norm, right? That becomes your safe space. But until someone pulls you out of that shithole and allows you to actually experience something that's much better, then you start to realize, man, the condition that I was in was hell. I don't want to go back in that condition. See, because now you have a reference point. You have an option. Now you have the option to pick and choose which state is more suitable or more preferable to you. So if you're a person that's unhealthy, you may think you're fine. But when you try this 7-day thing that I'm telling you, try something better, try a better alternative than what you're doing. You guys know you're unhealthy, but you just conditioned yourself to believe that you're okay. And then what you do, you attach yourself to people who are in a worse state than you to make yourself feel better. I'll give you an example. I'm going to use a woman, for example. A woman who's out of shape and slightly obese will immerse herself or watch a show with 600, 700-pound women and say, oh, this is a 600-pound life. This is my 600-pound life. These women are so big. But that woman who's watching that show, she's only watching that show to validate her obesity. Both are obese. One is just more extreme than the other. See, people oftentimes look at the worst to make themselves more comfortable in their current state. See, me, I'm different. No matter how much in shape I am, I'm always looking at people that are more in shape than me. I'm always going to look upward because I'm striving to ascend. I'm not going to look at somebody that's lower than me and then feel good about the state that I'm in. I don't look at lower to be comfortable. I look at higher to be uncomfortable, to push me to a state of ascendancy, which brings me comfort. So the more I strive, the more I conquer, and the more I complete tasks, and the more I subject my body through rigorous training or whatever that I do, the more I climb upward. That's where my comfort resides. It doesn't reside in me just being complacent in the state that I'm in. So a lot of women and a lot of men do it too. They'll be out of shape, but they'll look at somebody that's in a worse condition than they are, and they'll say to themselves, well, hey, man, look at that dude, man. At least I don't look like that. What do you mean at least? Why are you looking at the lower to make you content with your current? Aren't we supposed to strive? Is it the same, aim for the stars, and if you fall short, you're still up there in the sky? Why are you aiming downward? Why don't you look upward? Why don't you look at people that are more in shape than you and then strive to be like them? Then when you conquer that, strive to be like somebody who's better. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to ascend. We're supposed to evolve physically, emotionally, psychologically, intellectually, technologically. We're all supposed to be evolving, but we don't. We remain complacent with everything that we do. So don't do that. Try it for 7 days. And I've been doing this for years. It's hard to go back. It's against my religion. That's my religion. It's against my religion. I can't do it. To the point where I hear people say, oh, I got to go to work in the morning, this. Yeah, we all have to go to work in the morning. But guess what? Me and my wife found a gym that's open 24 hours. And we decided to just be committed and wake our asses up at 3 in the damn morning while everybody's in their deep REM sleep. We're up, brushing our teeth, putting on our workout clothes, getting out of the house, stretching, going to the gym, and breaking a damn sweat while you guys are still in bed. Now, I'm not saying this in a way to make myself look better than you. I'm not saying that, but I'm telling you the truth because there's so many excuses that are out there. Oh, I go to work. Oh, I don't have time. My kids. yeah, you got to make time. If you can make time to go to work and get your paycheck to pay your bills, you can make time to take care of your temple. And I would argue and say your body is more important than your job. You say, how is that? Because if you don't have a body, you don't even have a job. If you don't have a body and you are unhealthy and you are sick, you can't go to work anyway. So take care of what's more important first. What's the priority? The priority is not your job. The priority is not your bills. The priority is your body and your health. And everything else comes secondary, tertiary. You cannot put your body on the back burner and say, well, I'm going to just work, get money, do this, do that, do that. And while your body's deteriorating, by the time you know it, when you get older, not that much older, when you get older, you will be more sickly. And most of the money that you're earning, you're going to be using that money to take care of your health. Going to the doctors where they rape you and take your money. They don't heal you. They're going to give you all sorts of toxins and tell you to take these medicines. They're going to put you on a regimen of prescriptions to keep taking for the rest of your damn life. And then when you get to your 50s and 60s, you become dependent upon the pharmaceutical industry. And then give it about a decade or so, you're dead. That's the way it works. That's the depopulation agenda that we live in. And we have to break that cycle. And it's not easy. I literally cook my foods. Like, I don't eat out. Even the things that people deem to be, excuse me, even the foods that people deem to be healthy, I don't eat out. I don't know what you're doing in that kitchen. I don't trust the kitchen. Now, when I say I don't eat out, I'm not saying I never eat out. I'm just saying my normal life patterns, I don't eat out. Now, occasionally I will. Like if it's a special occasion, I'm going somewhere with my wife or we're going out to eat, yeah, we may do that. But a person that's just eating out, Chick-fil-A, Sonic, Burger King, going to this restaurant, going to that restaurant. No, I don't do that. I cook my own stuff. There's a certain discipline that it takes to do that, because when you're cooking your own foods, you don't have time to eat. You're cooking it. And as you cook it, you're more grateful for the food that's done and prepared by you. You put your hands, you put your work into it, you put the sweat into it. Then once you've done it, you eat it, you feel satisfied, and you're done. You're not overeating. And you know the ingredients that you put inside your foods. You can dictate the salt output. You can dictate the seasonings. You're doing it. And even if you cook something that doesn't come out as good as you want, keep cooking. You'll get better. See, you get better the more you cook, the better you get. That's same thing with working out and exercising. The more you do it, the better you get. You may not know what to do when you get into a gym. That's fine. Look at what other people are doing and just copy. Start somewhere. There's no damn excuse. It's too much. I really don't even have an excuse for people who don't work out. And you may say, why is working out a big thing? Because look at us as a people. I would not be placing a lot of emphasis on working out if our lifestyles wasn't conducive to being unhealthy and being sick and being riddled with chronic diseases. Because all we do is go to work, eat bad foods, drink alcohol, drink a bunch of sugary drinks. 99% of the store that you grocery shop at, 99% of the stuff that's in the grocery stores are poisonous. So we're not working out to excrete and expel the toxins, but we're consistently putting the toxins in us on a daily. Well, that's a combination for disaster. So the only way to fight that is to fight it aggressively by working out. Now, if we lived in an environment that had plush foods, organic nutrients, organic minerals, and people were just restricted to eat nothing but the greatest of the greatest kind of foods that you can eat, then working out wouldn't be a big deal, because 75% of people's workout is their diet. I tell people that all the time. But because we are inundated by so much chemical toxins in terms of the foods that we eat, then you have no choice but to meet aggression with aggression, because you're aggressively killing yourself. So you have to be aggressive with excreting those toxins and putting your body in some kind of advantageous state to leverage the negative things that are coming against it. So that's why I'm big on working out. You have to break a sweat. You have to do something that's extraneous to the body. You have to add stress to the body. You have to add resistance with weights. You have to run. You have to jog. You have to do those things. It's not an option. It's not like, oh, well, I feel like, you can't. Because what did you eat? Go look at what you ate. Look at the ingredients. I implore you right now, when you get something out of the store that's in a box, type up the ingredients in Google and read the definition of it. They're all carcinogens, folks. Cancer is in the foods we eat. They're doing it to us in plain sight. And you're just not going to do anything. So that's why you need to eat blueberries. Those are antioxidants. You say, what are antioxidants? Well, they're antioxidants. And oxidants are the things in your body that causes stress, that causes you to get cancer. So any foods that are foods that are replete and rich with antioxidant minerals are foods that are going to keep you healthy, and foods that are going to push cancer away. They're going to decrease inflammation. They're going to make you feel better. Okay, so you need to switch. Maybe you don't need to eat that stuff anymore. Blueberries, watermelons. Cook with kale. Use good vegetable oils like avocado oil, or use extra virgin oil. Don't put too much oil in your foods. Decrease your salt intake. Decrease your sugar. Eliminate sugar as a whole. Stay away from breads. You say, damn, everything has bread. I know everything has breads. Stay away from it. When I say stay away from it, do it for 7 days. That's it. All I ask you guys is to try for 7 days. Try it for whatever you want, whatever goal you have. Just try it for 7 days. Try it for 7 days and see. If you don't feel better, would you want to go back to eating filth? You're not going to want to do that. You're not going to want to do that. Anyway, I've extended this morning workout talk much longer than I wanted it to go. Again, I don't have a prescribed method to what I talk about. Whatever I talk about just comes off the head. I just speak. And I don't have a plan. But my plan is to always make it short, but you know how plans are in life. You plan for certain things, but certain things just takes its own shape. And I'm glad, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Well, anyway, thank you guys for indulging me in another morning workout talk. And take care of yourself. Take care of your temple. And remember, you are the God. You are the generator. You are the organizer. And you are the dispenser of your own reality. Take charge and take control of your life. Don't let anybody on the external take control of your own life. Take care. Peace.